Hi everyone, my name's Holly and I'm the Literacy and Innovation Specialist at Tillsonburg Branch. And welcome to our Family Literacy Day celebration. Family Literacy Day happens annually on January 27th, and we're sharing some different activities and books that you can engage with as a family today. Welcome to STEAM Space. Today I'm going to show you how to make this lovely galaxy Play-Doh, which is very fun to play with on its own, but I'm also going to show you how to make a squishy circuit and do some other activities with it as well. But first, we're going to get inspired by a book called The Darkest Dark, which is written by a real astronaut, Chris Hadfield, a Canadian astronaut. I highly recommend you go check out his videos on YouTube as he shows lots of different things that happen in space and answers kids' questions about various things that can happen in space. So we're going to read his book first, and then I'm going to show you how to make this lovely squishy Play-Doh. And this book, The Darkest Dark, is available to be put on hold through Oxford County Library if you'd like to read it again at home. The Darkest Dark, published by Tundra Books and available at Oxford County Library. The Darkest Dark, written by Chris Hadfield and Kate Fillion and illustrated by the Fan Brothers. Chris was an astronaut, an important and very busy astronaut. When it was time to take a bath, he told his mother, "I'd love to, but I'm saving the planet from aliens." When it was time to get out of the bath and go to bed, he told father, politely, because astronauts are always polite, "Sorry, no can do, I'm on my way to Mars." Even the dog's going to Mars with him. An astronaut's work is never done, so astronauts do not like to sleep. But their parents do. "You're a big boy now," said Chris's father. "You have to sleep in your own bed." And Chris tried. He really did. But his room was dark, very, very dark. The kind of dark that attracts the worst sort of aliens. But his parents meant it. Chris was going to sleep in his own bed tonight. His mom and dad checked under the bed and in the closet and even in his underwear drawer. They declared the room was 100% alien-free. They tucked Chris in. They turned on the nightlight. They even gave him a special bell to ring if he was nervous. Clang. Clang, 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 clang. They took away the bell. And then his father said something that worried Chris even more than the dark did. "One more peep, young man, and I'm afraid we'll all be too tired to go next door tomorrow." But tomorrow would be a special day, a very special day. Chris had to go next door. His life pretty much depended on it. So Chris stayed in his own bed without a peep. It took a long time to fall asleep, but when he did, he had his favorite dream. He flew his spaceship all the way to the moon. The next day seemed to last forever, but finally when the moon was shining over the lake and the summer wind was ruffling the leaves in the trees, Chris ran next door. See the hidden monsters there? The house was already full of people, all gathered around the TV, the only TV on the whole island. Chris found a spot where he could see through the crowd, and what he saw was astronauts. Real live astronauts on the actual faraway moon. They were wearing puffy white suits and jumping for joy, jumping so high because there was so much less gravity there. The grown-ups huddled around the TV were amazed. Their whole lives long, they never expected to see this sight. Even Chris, who had been to the moon just the night before, was amazed. He never really noticed how dark it was there. Outer space was the darkest dark ever. That night, Chris did a little experiment. He turned off all the lights in his room, even the nightlight. It was still dark, very, very dark. There were still shadows that looked a little, well, alien. Nothing had changed, but Chris had changed. He'd seen that the darkness of the universe was so much bigger and deeper than the darkness in his room. But he was not afraid. He wanted to explore every corner of the night sky. But for the first time, Chris could see the power and mystery and velvety black beauty of the dark. And he realized you're never really alone there. Your dreams are always with you, just waiting. Big dreams about the kind of person you want to be. Wonderful dreams about the life you will live. Dreams that actually can come true. Okay, I've brought you in close and I'm going to tell you how to make our conductive galaxy Play-Doh. So the first things you'll need is a big mixing bowl, some measuring cups. I have a cup and a quarter cup, some measuring spoons, a spatula or a big mixing spoon, some all-purpose flour. You can just get whatever's cheapest at the store. Some household table salt, vegetable oil, cream of tartar. This helps act as a preservative for your Play-Doh. It makes it last sometimes up to 3 months if you seal it properly in a Ziploc bag or an airtight container. And it also makes our conductive Play-Doh acidic. You can find it at the spice section in your grocery store. Alternatively, if you can't find this, you can also sub lemon juice to make your Play-Doh acidic. Some food coloring. I have blue and I've also brought a little bit of red in case I want to make kind of a dark purple galaxy color. Some assorted glitter, so you can make your own mix of silvers and golds and purples or whatever you think colors you want in your galaxy, or you can get a mixed blend like this one. And completely optional, but it's nice to give your Play-Doh a scent, so you can add a bit of essential oils. I would recommend orange or lavender. They're typically okay on sensitive skin. You just want to add just a little bit to give a slight scent, and it can be really soothing for your children. All right, and the last thing we need is some hot water. So you can cook this Play-Doh recipe on the stove, or you can just add a little bit more flour and use hot water from the kettle, which is what I'm going to do. This recipe is really kid-friendly. You might just want to get an adult to help you pour the hot water. So we're gonna get started. I'm gonna start by pouring the hot water, a whole cup, into my bowl. And then I'm going to add 1/4 cup of salt. Okay, there's our salt. I'm going to add a tablespoon of vegetable oil, 3 tablespoons of cream of tartar. That's 1. 2. 3. And then I'm going to add my food color. So I'm going to start with blue. And you can really be generous with the food color, especially if we want a dark galaxy color. This can stain your fingers, so if you are concerned, you might want to just wear a couple of those plastic food prepping gloves to protect your hands. Once the food color is mixed enough with the flour, it doesn't really stain anymore, but when you're dumping it in the bowl, it can stain. And I'm just going to add a tiny bit of red. And you know what? I think I can add even more blue. I want this to be a really dark sky. It looks like very dark midnight in my bowl. And finally, I'm going to add my glitter. This blend is called Magical. And I'm going to sprinkle some in there. And again, experiment with how much glitter or how little glitter you want to add. Next, we're going to mix this up. So we're going to keep stirring for a little while until that salt begins to dissolve into the hot water. And at this time too, if you want to add a little bit of essential oil, you can. So I'm just going to add a few drops of lavender. It's about 3 or 4 drops. And the lovely thing about this is because the water's hot, it creates a bit of a steam, so it makes your house smell really good. Okay, and once that is mostly dissolved, we're going to start to add our flour. So I'm going to start with 1 cup, slightly heaping cup. And give that a mix. Until I don't see any of that white powder of the flour anymore. It's still very goopy and slime-like, so we're gonna add some more flour. I'm gonna add another cup. See, a little bit more work and muscle now. And then once it starts to really clump together like this, it's time to put away your spatula and get a bit messy. It'll be a little bit warm, but shouldn't be hot anymore. And you want to make sure you scrape the sides of the bowl with your hands, and you're gonna kind of knead this in the bowl, almost like you're making bread. Want an even darker galaxy color like this one? Add so much red and blue food coloring before you add the flour that it almost looks like black liquid is in your bowl, and you'll start to get this lovely deeper hue of a kind of blue purple. If you want black Play-Doh, then you can either purchase black food coloring at a specialty cake shop, or you can add activated charcoal. But I think this color blue is my favorite. Now that we've made our galaxy Play-Doh, what can we do with it? You can design a galaxy, which I'll show you in a minute. You can make a galaxy monster. You can knead a couple colors together, as I've done here, to make a bit of a galaxy swirl. And I'm going to show you how to make a simple squishy circuit. The reason I've been calling this conductive galaxy Play-Doh is because conductive means that this Play-Doh carries electricity really well. That's because it has salt and the acidity from the cream of tartar. To make a simple squishy circuit, you will need your galaxy Play-Doh, a battery pack. So you can get these usually at a hardware store. This is just a small one with 2 AA batteries, but you can get ones with 4 batteries that have a switch and are a little bit more complicated. And they have a red wire and a black wire with a little bit of exposed wire at the end. And some LEDs. So I have these very small ones. I'm going to use the white ones because I think they look like stars. We're going to make some stars in our galaxy with this circuit. You can also get larger LEDs with this. And the first thing you're going to do is take off a little bit of your bunch of Play-Doh and make 2 balls by rolling it between your hands. Here's 1 and 2. And you're going to put those 2 balls of galaxy dough beside each other, but not touching. That's important. And you're going to put the red wire in one end, making sure the batteries are in your pack, and the black wire in the other end. And I'm going to take my small LED and pull the wires so they're up a bit. And you'll notice that there's a long wire and a short wire. And I'm going to put the short wire in one end and the long wire in the other ball of Play-Doh. And let's see. My LED didn't light up. So don't panic if your LED doesn't light up on the first go. It just means you need to turn it around and put the short and long wires the other way around in the circuit. because these LEDs, the electricity is only supposed to flow through them one way. And now, I don't know if you can see it, but my LED is on. I've made a star in my galaxy. So I've completed the circuit. Now let's see if our batteries have enough voltage and power to power another one of these small LEDs. So I'm going to split the wires again and pop this one in, and it's on too. So we have 2 stars in our galaxy. Now if I want to break the circuit, all I need to do is put these 2 Play-Doh balls and touch them together and my lights go off. I've broken the circuit. To make the lights go on again, I just pull them apart. So they're no longer touching and my lights are on again. Let's see if we can get 3 stars to light up. Yes, I have 3 stars lit up in my galaxy. Sorry if you can't see this on camera. You can get bigger LEDs as well. And, oh, my 4th one isn't lighting up, but I might have it backwards. Yes, I've got 4 stars lit up in my galaxy. This is a really fun project to do. You can experiment by also molding the balls into something. You can have 2 creatures that have lights shared between them, or build a galaxy more around your circuit. Just know if those 2 balls or objects made out of Play-Doh touch, that'll break your circuit and your lights will turn off. So I challenge you to give this a try, and I'd love to see what you come up with. Another thing you can do with your galaxy dough is design a galaxy. So I made 2 colors so I can practice swirling them together into different patterns, maybe make a Milky Way. I have some small gems that I can add to make faraway planets and solar systems. And I even have some pom-poms here to make into some bigger, closer planets. Use your imagination and think about what kind of planet, if you could design a planet, would you like to live on? I hope you take a moment to make some of this galaxy Play-Doh and share with us your creations. I'd love to see what space monsters, galaxy, and squishy circuits you got up to. You can tag us on social media with #OCL, or you can send some pictures to my email. It's hbrown@ocl.net. Stay safe until next time, and remember to stay tuned for more family literacy videos happening this afternoon. Take care. Bye.